Hi, in today's video I'm going to teach you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. But first we have to know some terminology. So this is a center and there are 6 of them. This is edge and it has 2 colors and there are 12 of them. Here is a corner and it has 3 colors and there are 8 of them. For moving some pieces on the cube, we use algorithms, and we write down algorithms by these notations. If an algorithm requires to turn right face clockwise, we say R. If we want to turn up face clockwise, we say U. For the front face, we say F. For the back face, we say B. For the down face, we say D. For the left face, we say L. But if we want to turn counterclockwise, for example, right face counterclockwise, we say A', and it's written like this. The same idea goes for all 6 faces. So if we want to do a counterclockwise turn, we add an apostrophe sign. Sometimes it could be a double turn. For example, if we want to turn U 2 times, we say U2. So if you want to solve a Rubik's Cube, you need to go through 7 steps. The first step is to make a cross on top so that all edge pieces are matching to all the centers. Now you might hear that some cubers say that you should solve your cross always on white, but that is not the case. So if you're starting out, I really recommend you to be able to solve a cross on any color of the Rubik's Cube. Second step is to solve the corners of the first layer. The third step is to solve first 2 layers. The fourth step is to orient the cross on your last layer. In the fifth step, you permutate your cross so that all edges are matching the center. The sixth step is to permute the corners so that the corner is in the correct place, but just twisted. And the last step is, of course, to twist those corners and solve the Rubik's Cube. First of all, you look up to the cube and decide which cross color you would like to solve. If you solve them for the first time, it's not really matters on which color you would start, but if you are more advanced, then you should be able to see which cross can you do faster. So now just I pick the orange color and let's solve the orange cross. To do so, you have to find one piece. For example, this one, orange and green, is already attached to the orange center and green center is over here. So to move this piece to here, you need to do U. The next piece I saw was orange and blue. So if you want to move this piece to here, because here is blue and orange centers, all you have to do is R. Now I saw yellow and orange, which belongs over here, because here is yellow center and it's flipped, so that orange is not on top but on the front in this case. So for these cases, what you want to do is move this to the middle layer like this by doing F'. Then you have to imagine what happens if you lift this piece the other way. In this case it's L'. So it gets over here. So you don't want to mess up this green and orange piece, so you have to place it with this piece, because here in this place it belongs yellow and orange edge. So you do U prime, then you lift this piece like this by doing L prime and bring all three pieces to their centers by doing U, and you have solved 3 cross pieces. The last cross piece is on the bottom layer. If on the bottom is the cross color, in this case it's orange, then you have to look to the side color and attach it to the center. In this case it's white, so like this. And all you have to do is F2 to lift this piece to the cross. But what to do if this cross piece is flipped? So if it's on the bottom layer, all you have to do is look to which center it should go. So in this case it's white, but if you lift this by doing F2, you will get a flipped edge. So instead, you have to lift it only one time by doing F, and then you have to imagine the same situation like I showed you before. What happens if you lift this piece the other way? Instead of doing this way, you can lift this way. So you have to replace this edge piece with this one. So you have to do U, then you lift by doing L prime and bring all 4 cross pieces by doing U prime to the correct places according to the centers. Now, what to do if you have your solved cross, but these 2 pieces need to be swapped because they are not attached to the correct center. So all you have to do is bring this piece to the bottom layer, attach it to the center, in this case it's yellow, then you bring this piece up like this by doing F2, then you look for this cross piece which is green and orange, you attach it to the center and do R2 to bring this piece up. Now let's move on to the corners. So first you have to look for a corner. In this case I saw white, blue and orange, which belongs in this place, but it's twisted. So if you want to twist a corner, you need to do this algorithm. So hold your cube like this so that this corner is on the right up position, and you do R prime, D prime, R, D. Now your corner is over here. So keep doing this algorithm until this corner gets up here and it's correctly oriented. So let's do one more time. R prime, D prime, R, D, and now you can see that it's solved. Now if your corner is on the bottom layer, you have to move it over where it should belong. In this case it's white, green and orange. Here is white, green and orange centers, so it belongs in here. So you have to do D prime to move it over this slot where it belongs, and you do the same algorithm. So first you orient your cube correctly like this so that it's on the right slot, and you do the same algorithm. Now you see that your corner is on top, but it's misoriented. So you keep doing this algorithm until it gets oriented. When you are done with your first layer, you have to turn your cube 180 degrees like this so that your cross color is on the bottom. Then you have to look for edges which has no top color. In this case it's red. So this edge has a red color, this edge has no red color, and yellow-green edge belongs to here. So to solve it, you need to align this side color to the center. So this is blue, this is yellow, and this is green. So you align this, and now you have to see in which side should this piece go. To the left side, like this, or to the right side. So to move this piece without messing up the bottom layer, you have to do this algorithm. U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. Now you search for another one, and in this case it's white and blue. White and blue belongs over here. So now let's match up this white color to the center. In this case it's like this. Now this piece has to go to the left side. For moving the piece to the left side, all you have to do is this algorithm. U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. Now if you don't see any pieces which has no red, it means that you have stuck pieces, and to solve these pieces you have to insert the red edge into here, for example, by doing the algorithm which I taught you, and then that pushes up this edge to over here, and now you can insert it by using the same algorithm, like this. The next step is to orient the cross on top. For this, you can get 3 cases: a line, a corner, and a dot with no edges oriented. For solving the line, you hold from this angle and you do this algorithm: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. For solving the corner, you have to hold from this angle, not this, not this or this, but only from this angle, and you have to do the line algorithm twice. So F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, you get the line, and then you solve the line with the same algorithm. If you get a dot case, hold from any angle you want and do the line algorithm. Then you will get a corner, and from here it's the same. If you do the line algorithm, then you get a line and solve the line. Now we have to permute the cross. So for doing so, you have to find 2 pieces, not 1, but 2 pieces which attach to the center. In this case it's white and blue, and these 2 need to be swapped. So you hold these pieces in this position on the left side and in the front, and you do this algorithm: R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U. Sometimes you can get a case where these 2 edges are matching and these 2 need to be swapped. So you hold from any angle and you do that algorithm, and you should get a case where 2 adjacent edges are matching. Then from here you hold them in this position and you do that algorithm to solve the cross. The sixth step is to solve corners in places. So for this step, you have to find a corner which is in its place. For example, here we have yellow, red and blue, and here is green, white and red. So this corner is not in place. This corner is red, yellow and green, and here we have red, yellow and green centers. So it means that this corner is in place. To solve all other three corners, if they are not in place, you have to do this algorithm. So hold this corner on the right up position and you do U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. But if you have no corner which is in place, choose a random corner and do that algorithm. After that, you should be able to find one corner which is in place. And from here, you do that algorithm. And if that doesn't solve all the corners, repeat that algorithm one more time. The last step is to twist all the corners. To do so, you have to remember the algorithm which I taught you on the first layer, how to twist the corner, but here it gets a bit complicated. So we take, for example, this corner and they do that algorithm as much as we need to make this corner orient correctly. But you can see that it messes up everything else. So from here, you don't go like this to another corner to twist it. Instead, you do a U or U prime, it depends on which corner is twisted, and you do on the same slot the same algorithm until this corner gets oriented. Now move on to another one which is over here and keep doing that algorithm until it gets oriented. And now all you have to do is adjust the up face to solve the Rubik's Cube. I hope this video was informative for you and see you next time.